Have you ever thought about how lovely the weather is nowadays? I get to finally wear sweaters, I get to wear jackets, I get to wear, like, long pants, which I'm not usually a big fan of. I typically like to wear shorts, but you know, wearing jeans and stuff is sometimes pretty cool. Anyways, hello everybody, this is That Manga Dude, and welcome to another good old-fashioned pickups video. Today I'm going to be doing the good old-fashioned month of October 2023, a little bit early, actually, so, because I was thinking about whether I wanted to release this in the first week of November or in the last week of October. I obviously clearly decided to choose between, choose the last week of October because I felt like it would be more appropriate to end off October with a bang, with a good old-fashioned pickups video, and I picked up a lot of awesome stuff. It's a smaller haul, as you noticed. I've been picking up a little bit less than typical, or a little bit less than some of my other videos, and that's just because of a variety of factors, but yeah, mostly because I'm just kind of trying to slow down my collecting habits, I guess, in a way, and really knock down my TBR, which is actually going down pretty quickly. Most of my TBR has shrunk pretty significantly since the past couple months, so really proud of myself for doing that, but still picking up fantastic stuff regardless. So let us get started right now. Let's go. Alright, so with every single manga pickups video that I do on this channel, I always start with the publishers that I don't get a lot from, or publishers that are defunct and no longer around. So yeah, let's get started right now. So our first volume that I picked up and or I'm going to be showing off is from Vertical. That is Ajin Demi-Human Volume 4 from Daemon Sakudai. So yeah, I've officially read the first two volumes and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool. And this series is pretty awesome. It's just kind of like this this series where these people, or these things called Ajins, which are, as the name suggests, they're demi-humans, and they're super powerful, can't seem to be killed by anything, and follows a story about this kid who is one as well. So it's about him trying to traverse this world in a world where everybody hates him. So yeah, it's really cool. Has a really cool villain building up, at least in Volume 2, and I have not read Volume 3. I do have Volume 3, just haven't read it yet. But yeah, most likely we'll be reading this soon. Alright, up next, from a defunct publisher known as Eurasian Graphic Novels. This is the first volume of a series called Revenge of Muflon, I think is how you pronounce it, not sure. But yeah, it's from Ono Yoichiro and Ueno Jiro. I don't know anything about this, I just thought it was kind of cool, and it was pretty cheap, so I decided to pick it up and see what it's about. The art looks pretty cool, and the print is pretty nice as well, so yeah, interested to see what the series is all about. But yeah, it looks kind of crazy with all this explosions and this goat look and probably a devil character and this dude who's just mad cheesing, probably angry about something. But yeah, it looks kind of wild and I can't wait to get into it. Alright, up next, from One Piece Books, this is Usotoki Rhetoric Volume 4 from Ritsu Miyako. So I just picked this up actually yesterday as of filming. You won't know when that is, but managed to pick this up. I really like this series. It's basically, it follows a story about this girl who has the ability to see when people can lie, and then she begins working with a pretty intelligent detective, and they're doing like random cases across parts of Japan. So overall, yeah, it's a really cool series. Really enjoy it. I like the found family aspect of it, and really excited to get into this volume as well. Alright, up next, these are from Square Enix. I got two volumes from them. First up is Tokyo Aliens Volume 3 from Naoe. Yeah, been really enjoying the series. It's been kind of hard to find volumes that are not completely wrecked and destroyed. Square Enix has been notorious for that, for me at least, especially in my local bookstores. Most, if not all, of the Square Enix releases are screwed up and messed up in some way. They'll have tears on the spine, pages will be bent for no reason. It's just like, I don't know whether it's like the bookstores or if it's the publisher. I'm really gonna think it's the publisher because I would like to think that not every single bookstore is just like tossing and throwing all their books. However, I do know that does happen sometimes, so I don't know. It's something happened and it makes me very unhappy. But regardless, this story is pretty cool. Basically follows a story about like this kid who's the son of a police officer, or who he thought was a police officer, but finds out that his dad was actually like part of this like alien defense force who basically defend the world from rogue aliens who are trying to destroy or causing problems within normal Earth. It's a pretty cool series. The action is pretty cool. The designs are pretty awesome. So yeah, it's a fun one and definitely you should check it out. And I'm excited to get into this volume as well. I know it's been saying as well. I should probably stop doing that. Up next, I picked up The Ice Guy and the Cool Girl, Volume 1 from Miyuki Tonogaya. So, I actually did this for a good old-fashioned FVI for October. You should definitely give that a watch to see my full opinions on this. I will also be talking about this in my reading log for October, which will probably be next week. But yeah, cool to have this. I know a lot of people really like the anime that it officially released a couple months ago or whenever. Might have been during the summer, I'm not really sure, but yeah, it's neat to have this in print. Basically follows the story about this dude who is a descendant of an ice god and this girl who's super nice and cool, and it's about their friendship / romance budding as they work together in this office. So yeah, it's cute, and yeah, excited to talk more about this in my reading log, or go check out the FBI if you want my full review of this. Alright, up next, I picked up the next volume of Windbreaker. This is Volume 2, Satoru Ni. Publisher is Kodansha for this one. Yeah, I actually really like Windbreaker, and I saw some people kind of talking crap on it, and I'm not sure why. I don't think it's that bad. Maybe it gets worse as the series goes on, but I've been really enjoying it. It's basically a delinquent series following this kid who has this really stupid hairstyle where it's like black and white cut down right down the middle. But yeah, he's just trying to become the strongest in the area, and he joins this school which is supposed to be notorious for having people who fight all the time, and he's kind of right and he's kind of wrong. Basically, they are part of like this defense force for their town, for their area of the city, and yeah, so he joins it, and he's slowly but surely becoming a better person and growing as a character. So yeah, it's pretty fun. The action pretty neat. I love most of the character designs except for the main character. But everybody else is really cool, and like where they're going with the series. So excited to get into this one as soon as possible. Alright, up next, another one I just picked up. This is Rikachi's Nina the Starry Bride Volume 1, also from Kodansha. And I have not heard anything bad about the series. A lot of people that I follow on Twitter, or whatever, X, really enjoy the series. Have been super excited, and we're super pumped when it got announced that it was getting a print release. And yeah, I picked it up, and I will most likely be reading it soon. I think I'm gonna hold off until November, because I think I want to do this for an FVI for November, because it seems like one of those series came out really late in the October release cycle, so I wasn't gonna be able to do it for an FVI. Who knows? Maybe I won't. But we'll see. There's a lot of really great stuff coming out all the time, so we'll definitely have to see. But I don't know much about this or anything at all, really. I believe it is a shoujo series that people really enjoy, and it looks really good. So we'll be reading it very shortly. Alright, coming in from an indie publisher, we have ourselves Glacier Bay Books. I've talked about them at length because I absolutely love their releases. I think their releases are some of the best in the indie game, and they always get really cool and interesting work. There's never really been a series where I've been like, I'm probably not going to pick that up. So really happy to get these two. So first, I picked up Mothers from Kusahara Umi. I did not read this. I should have read that. But yeah, this looks really cool. I actually don't know anything, so I'm going to go into it completely blind, and I'm really excited to get into it. It's a newer Glacier Bay release, so really excited to check this out as soon as possible. And as well, I picked up a smaller one, so this is a smaller release, and it's a really cool release at that. This is Give Her Back to Me from Hana Chitani. Yeah, follows the story about this girl that basically has this mirror that does some things, and that's about as much as I can tell you about it without spoiling it. But yeah, it's a really cool release. Gives you that old school shoujo cover design. I think it's really awesome, and like I said, it's just a nice release in general. It's got the cute little French flaps, which is neat, and yeah, excited to get into this one as well. Alright, let's get into the publishers that I got more from than the other publishers from the first section of this video. So, first up, we're starting with 7 Seas, and I actually picked up 3 volumes from 7 Seas. So first up, I picked up Night of the Living Cat Volume 3 from Hawkman and Mecha Roots. This series is so fun. It's so stupid. I talked about it at length in a variety of videos, but this one is a really funny series following a story about these people living in an apocalyptic world where if you get touched by a cat, you become a cat. So they are trying to find a cure to save all the people who have turned into cats, while also being big fans of cats. It's just really funny. It's purposely kind of jokey, kind of campy. It's a ton of fun, and I'm really excited to get into this one because the second volume kind of left on a cliffhanger, so excited to finally get into this one as soon as possible. Coming up next, I picked up the next volume of Cinderella Closet from Wakana Yanai. This one's an interesting one. Basically follows the story about this girl who is coming from a country city and moving to Tokyo in order to become like the best person she can be. Oh, she's going to find a girlfriend. She's going to get a crazy good job, blah, blah, blah. But lo and behold, it's been a couple years now and she is just working, eating, sleeping. Working, going to school, eating, sleeping. Repeat, repeat, repeat. So she accidentally meets this person who is really good at makeup and it starts a budding friendship while also semi-creating an interesting love triangle as we move throughout the series. Have not read this volume just yet, but I'm really excited to. I've been really enjoying it. It's a really fun one. And it has some really nice themes, which I always appreciate in a series. So yeah, excited to check this one out, and I hope you guys check it out as well. Alright, up next, I picked up Soloist in a Cage Volume 2 from Shiro Moria. I read the first volume a while back, and I thought it was super cool, and I'm surprised that no one talked about it. I will say that the first volume's cover wasn't my favorite. I thought it looked kind of weird, and was kind of like... didn't really explain what the series was going to be about. It definitely was not what I was expecting. But basically, it's about the story about this girl who lives with her brother in basically a really terrible prison in a snowy area. She kind of has to be quiet or she's going to be hunted down by the people around her because they're all criminals as well. Some stuff happens and she's able to escape, but she has to leave her brother behind. So... it's about her story coming back to this prison in order to find her brother again. So yeah, super cool first volume. I was like super engrossed in it. I thought it was super awesome. The action is fantastic. The art is super good. The print is really nice as well. So I'm really excited to get into this. I've been kind of holding off on it for a bit because it is kind of a dense read from what I remember. But yeah, definitely excited to check this out soon. Alright, coming in from Yen Press. I actually picked up a lot from Yen Press. This whole next part of this section is all Yen Press. Very surprised that I picked up this much Yen Press. I usually don't. But let's start off with Soul Eater Volume 14 from Atsushi Okubo. I've actually just started picking up reading this again, and it's been fantastic. I love Soul Eater, and I'm like... really slow on the pickup on these. I don't know why, because I've never actually like read the series all the way through, but it's like kind of weird because I'm just like kind of holding off on it. Maybe I feel like I'm just kind of behind and I'm like, yeah, I'll just take my time with it, which is fine. I know that's fine with me, but yeah, super cool series. Been really enjoying it, and yeah, can't wait to keep reading more as we're getting closer to the end. I think there's only 11 more volumes after 14, so excited for that. Alright, up next, I picked up the first volume of Laid Back Camp from Afro. Yeah, I don't know anything about this. I just think it's, it looks like right up my alley. I've been really enjoying these kind of like slice of life, just relaxing series. And I've always heard Laid Back Camp is something like that. So, yeah, we'll definitely be reading this sometime soon, I would say. Alright, up next, I decided to pick up and also read Tokyo Babylon Volume 1. This is the Clamp Premium Collection re-release that Yen Press has been releasing very, very recently, as of actually October. And I did a full FVI of this, so if you want to see my full opinions on that, you can go check it out. Or you can wait until next week and or watch the... reading log for October for my shorter opinions on this. But yeah, really happy with this release. It looks really nice, and yeah, super excited to have another Clamp series in my collection. Alright, up next, another one that I did for the FBI. This is Bocchi the Rock Volume 1 from Aki Hamazi. So, I'm not going to talk about it here. Go check out the FBI or wait until the reading log releases for October for my semi-opinions or my full opinions, depending on which video you watch. But yeah, like this release as well, and I'm really happy to have it. Alright, up next, decided to pick up The Summer Hikaru Died, Volume 2 from Mo Kumo Kuren. It's quite the name for me to say. I don't know why I had such a hard time with it, but yeah, really excited to have this. The first volume was super good, and it's one of my contenders for favorite of the year. And yeah, I'm really happy to have this. Love these releases. They're super gorgeous. I love these, like, these really bright blues that they're using for the covers, and it's super awesome. So yeah, this is a really creepy one. I've talked about it before, but basically it's a horror series following the story about these two kids. This guy here, who's the main character, and another kid named Hikaru, who has supposedly died, but has suddenly reappeared again, alive and well for some reason, but it's not really him. So it's about their story together, and as we proceed to learn more about who this thing is or what this thing is, yeah, it's definitely very interesting. It's very creepy. There's a couple of little romantic somewhat elements in it, so just keep that in mind as you're going to check it out. It is very creepy. Alright, up next, I picked up the next volume of Kowloon Generic Romance, Volume 5 from Jun Miyazuki. Super happy to have this. I am so excited to read this. Like, I didn't even know it was coming out until I saw someone else pick it up recently, so I was like, oh, I gotta go find it like as soon as possible. Because if you haven't heard me talk about the series, because I've talked about it at length in a variety of videos, but I love this series. I think this series is super awesome and definitely a must pick up for me. Day one drop, it's amazing. The art is gorgeous, the story is interesting, the characters are really well written. Yeah, it's got everything that I want in a series, and I'm really excited to check this one out as soon as possible. Alright, up next, so this is actually a late birthday present. One, because on my birthday, the person who bought it for me actually forgot to bring it, which was really funny, but I still appreciate it that he picked this up for me in general. So thank you, DeMarco, for this late birthday present, but really awesome to have it. And that is the K-On! Complete Omnibus Edition from Kaki Fly. Yeah, I've been really interested in reading K-On! Funny enough, I've not been interested in watching it. I tried to watch the first episode, and I thought it was okay, but I think I've realized that I tend to like to read these slice of life series, even if it does feature music as like a main theme. So yeah, really happy to have this. This is a really good release and very thick. So can't wait to check this out, and thank you again to Marco for this birthday present. Alright, last but not least from Yen Press, this is Emma, Volume 3 from Kaoru Mori. I am halfway through collecting all of these. Super happy to have this. Really enjoying this release. It's still not... I don't like it as much as Bride Story. I still think I like Bride Story a lot more. But Emma is still a very good release. Follows a story about the girl named Emma, who is a maid, where she meets various people in this Victorian England setting. And yeah, it's about her basically almost forbidden romance in a way, because she's poor and the person she falls in love with, / the guy that falls in love with her is a rich man. And yeah, it is forbidden for like poor people and rich people to coalesce unless, you know, you're a maid and blah blah blah. So it talks about a variety of topics and themes like love should triumph over like class and other things. And yeah, it's a really good read. Gorgeous like art as usual from Kaoru Mori. Yeah, can't wait to read this one as soon as possible. Alright, it is time for the longest section of the video. That is the Viz Media section. This is the section where I talk about all of the Viz Media stuff I pick up, and it is always a lot because they have a lot of imprints and other things, and well, you'll see as I go through it. So first off, I'm going to start with my Shoujo Beat pickups, and I actually only have one this time around, which is surprising. I have been picking up a lot more Shoujo Beat in general and Shoujo series in general, so it's kind of surprising I only actually picked up one this time around, but we'll see maybe in the next... the next month, I'll be picking up more. But first off, I picked up Tamon's B-Side from Yuki Shiwasu. Yeah, so it's basically the story about this girl who is like the biggest fan of this guy here. And she's just like the biggest fan, says some really weird stuff, very classic, like idol fan, or whatever you want to call it. But she's also like, her job is basically she's a cleaner, and she gets moved to clean this person's place. After like the usual cleaner gets sick, and lo and behold, it's her favorite idol's place, and she comes to find out that maybe he's just a little bit sad. So it's an interesting premise. I'm excited to read this. A lot of people have been saying it's a ton of fun, so yeah, the art looks great, and it looks like right up my alley in terms of just like stupid comedy. So excited to check it out. Alright, up next, this is another one that I managed to do for the FBI, and the only spooky one that I managed to pick up for the FBI, and that is Betwixt, a horror manga anthology featuring all of these artists on the corner, or all of these artists on the back, which include, but are not limited to, and I'm sorry I have to look into this because I don't remember all of their names, I remember most of them. So, Ryo Hanada, Aki Shimizu, Shima Shinya, Michael W. Conrad and Becky Cloonan, Sloan Long, and Leslie Hung, and Hua Hua Zhu. So, interesting about this one, so one side is all of the artists from Japan, specifically, so 3 manga stories on one side, so really cool. And then if you flip the book over, it is actually the other series, so all the ones from the people who are like basically the non-Japanese artists, aka like the American artists and various other places. I'm not sure exactly, I did not do my research, probably should have, but it's really cool to see like a mix of like Western comic artists and Eastern comic artists come together to create this like really interesting more horror manga anthology that actually doesn't really feature Junji Ito except for on the cover. This thing is super cool. I'm really excited to have this, and you can hear my full thoughts on literally nearly every story in this, in the FVI, because I'm not going to talk about it here, but yeah, really cool. Love this. This is super awesome. Alright, up next, I decided to pick up the next volume of Allison Borderland from Haro Aso. So yeah, I've been really enjoying the series, super happy to have it, and I'm super happy to have this specific volume. We're getting really close to the end. I think there's only like 2 or 3 more left to release, and yeah, can't wait to check those out when they come out. Alright, up next, I decided to pick up an absolute classic, just because it was buy one, get one 50% off at Barnes & Noble fairly recently, so this is one of the books that I picked up during that time, and that is the first volume of Fist of the North Star from Buronson and Tetsuo Hara. So yeah, I've been holding off on buying this for some reason. I'm not going to be able to tell you exactly why. Maybe it's because I just don't like reading hardcovers that much, or I don't know. I can't really come up with the excuse, but it's really cool to have this. I think it's actually a really nice release. I'm just really slow about buying hardcovers because they're kind of hard to store because they're bigger than most other volumes. But yeah, really excited to check this out and see what everyone has been talking about for years. Alright, up next, I got a volume of Inuyasha. This is volume 6 from Rumiko Takahashi. Really excited to have this in very good condition for the most part. So can't wait to keep reading Inuyasha. It's been a fun series to read. I know I have a lot to collect, and I probably will not finish this anytime soon, but that's okay. I'm patient. I can take my time with this one. Alright, up next, I picked up the next volume of Mega Man NT Warrior that I needed from Ryotaka Misaki. This is volume 2. I actually haven't read volume 1 just yet, but it's really cool to be able to pick up another volume of this, considering that I didn't think I was going to be able to collect the series at all in any kind of speed. So interesting to find it as soon as I did. But yeah, really excited to have it. Got it for a fairly cheap price, and yeah, it seems pretty cool. I like Mega Man stuff, other than the games, because I suck at them. But ready to consume this and check it out. Alright, up next, I picked up the next volume of Furiren, Beyond Journey's End. I learned that is how you pronounce it, Furiren. I still am going to say Furiren, by Kanehito Yamada and Tsukasa Abe. Yeah, the anime is currently releasing, and it is flippin' amazing. It is a remarkable adaptation of the manga, so really excited to have this and keep on reading. And I'm kind of curious as to where the anime is going to leave off. But yeah, this series is amazing. If you haven't heard about it, honestly, you should probably just look it up. It's great. It's a good time. We're really happy to have this release now. Alright, I picked up the second volume of Nanaki Nanao's Help! Help! Yeah, I don't have much to say about this. I thought the first volume was cool, but it took me forever to pick up the second volume because for some reason, specifically with Helk has been like really hard to find. It's not damaged at any bookstore. It follows the Square Enix line of like, I don't know, there's just something about these volumes that are just totally messed up, and I don't know why. But I finally found one in fairly decent condition, so I'm probably going to keep reading this soon. Alright, coming up to the Shonen Jump stuff. We have quite a bit, honestly, from Shonen Jump as per usual. But first up, I picked up 2 volumes of Bleach. So I picked up 32 and 35. I've mentioned it before, but Bleach is one of the only series that I collect out of order. Same with Naruto. And there's 2 other series that I've made a mistake, and that was more on me than, well, I don't know. If I decide to pick up those volumes in order, I'll let you know. But Bleach, yeah, I've been collecting out of order for a long time. But yeah, TJ Kubo, everybody knows the series. I'm not going to talk about it because you probably should know. If you don't, just take a look. It's one of the longest Shonen Jump series. Really, really popular. Everyone loves it. There's a very popular anime for it that's also re-releasing or releasing again to finish up the story. And yeah, it's a cool series. Can't wait to keep reading it. Alright, up next, Kaiju number 8, volume 8, from Naoya Matsumoto. Super happy to have this. I've been loving this series. I talk about it so much, so I'm not going to talk about it here. But yeah, really excited to have this. Can't wait to check it out. Alright, up next, another one that I talk about a lot, Twin Star Exorcist. I picked up volume 23 and 24. Getting close to actually catching up on Twin Star Exorcist, like fully, and really excited to. I love this series. I've talked about it a bunch, and really excited to keep reading it as well. Alright, up next, I picked up the second volume of Akane Bonashi from Yuki Suenaga and Takamasa Maue. Yeah, this series has been getting a lot of buzz, both in English and in Japanese. This series is fantastic. It's super good. Follows the story about this girl here on the front who is learning to become a Rakugo master in order to somewhat get revenge for her father, who was unreasonably expelled from his school by a bitter old man is the best way to put it. So it's about her story of learning to become a Rakugo artist while also trying to figure out the mystery as to why her dad was expelled. It does a really great job of explaining Rakugo in a simpleman's terms while not also making you feel stupid. So always a great thing. Super happy to have this. I will be talking about this in my reading log. Alright, up next, I never thought I'd see the day, but we managed to get a new Hunter x Hunter volume. Yes, I said the X. Hunter x Hunter, volume 37 from Yoshihiro Togashi. One of the most terrifying volume covers. I don't like it, it scares me, and yeah, that's about as much as I can say about that, but really excited to have this. I cannot believe it. It's been like over 2 years probably since we got last volume. So interesting, crazy that we have it, and excited to have it and check it out. Alright, up next, I picked up Dragon Ball. At that time, I got reincarnated as Yamcha. So, based on Akira Toriyama's story, and the story art is from Dragon Garou Lee. I believe this is like an isekai where this dude dies and becomes Yamcha, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, it's supposed to be like kind of like a gag action manga. Interested to see what it's all about, and check it out. Alright, up next, I picked up the next volume of Dandadan that I needed. This is volume 5 from Yukinobu Tatsu. Absolutely crazy, bizarre, wild story. I've talked about it a lot, so definitely just give it a shot. You will not be disappointed, or you will be utterly confused. Either way, I think you will have a great time. Alright, up next, I picked up The Elusive Samurai, volume 7 from Yusei Matsui. Yeah, I actually have been slowly trying to collect the series again. It's been fine. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's giving me the same vibes that I had with Assassination Classroom, where I had a pretty cool start and I just kind of got bored. So I'm gonna try to stick it out with Elusive Samurai and see where it goes. But yeah, definitely not getting my hopes up very much in terms of the series getting any better. Alright, last but not least, the last volume I'm going to be talking about in this pickups video is Spy Family, Volume 10, Tatsuya Endo. We have finally got the next volume. It only took forever, but really happy to have it. Really excited to see where the story goes, because we got kind of left off on a basic cliffhanger where like one of the main story arcs is over, and so we're starting into the next section now. So definitely interested to see where it goes, and yeah, I love this series. Spy Family is amazing. Season 2 is officially out, so go watch it as well. So, I accidentally forgot to add these to the video, so I'm going to do them real quick. As you can tell, this is going to be a fast one. So, I also got Komi Can't Communicate, Volume 27 from Tomohito Oda. Shonen Note Boy Soprano, Volume 5 from Yuki Kamatani. Polar Bear Cafe, Volume 3 Collector's Edition from Aloha Higa. And Marmalade Boy, Volume 2 Collector's Edition from Wataru Yoshizumi. Now, back to the ending part now. And that is going to be it for this pickups video. Did you pick up anything like I picked up during the month of October? Let me know in the comments below. Or have you picked up anything else in general? Let me know in the comments below as well, because I'm kind of curious as to what everyone else is picking up during this spooky month. I think that's the best way to put it, because I definitely did not pick up that much spooky stuff. There just doesn't seem to be a lot of spooky things releasing, or I'm just completely blind and missed it. Just oops, and that happens. But yeah, you know what to do. You can like, you can comment, you subscribe. Those are all fantastic things you can do. I love it when you do those things, and it's always amazing. I'm almost to 1,700 subscribers, or I might be at 1,700 subscribers when I release this video, so that'll be really awkward, and this might age poorly as milk. But yeah, thank you all for the support. You all are amazing. It's been really great. YouTube has been a ton of fun to do these kind of videos, and yeah, I'm always super excited to keep making stuff. I don't know, it's been like really fun, really energizing, and I love it so much. So thank you all so much for the support. And if you did not do any of those things, thanks for watching regardless. That means you watched about 30 minutes of me yapping on about manga. So appreciate you doing that. You all are amazing. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I will see you in the reading log or whatever video you decide to watch. So later.